In Mere Christianity, Lewis wrote something that was very significant in the connecting the deep felt longings to a need for God. He said, basically, that if I find in myself a longing which nothing on this earth can satisfy, it may be that this earth awakened the longings and set me questing for something that is beyond the earth, something transcendent, something greater. And in Mere Christianity, while Lewis writes about this specifically, he's trying to take his readers and recognize in them that they may have had all these pilgrim longing experiences, the lover longing experiences, the sense of human brokenness experiences, and that these are awakening them in a longing ultimately for God who will satisfy them. And in that very thing, Lewis also writes in several of his books about what he calls the dialectic of desire. So I take my desire that's awakened by something and I connect it to that thing. I find out in time that thing doesn't ultimately satisfy. And so in disappointment, I disconnect and connect to something else. It doesn't satisfy. I disconnect and connect to something else. And he calls it the dialectic of desire. And if I find nothing on this earth will satisfy it, it begins to point me towards the transcendent. He writes about this in several ways. He talks about the fact that even fiction or imaginative literature can awaken in me a sense of desire. He calls this to be enchanted. I may begin from a realm of not being enchanted at all. Now something awakens in me this sense of enchantment. I move from enchantment to disenchantment because the thing that's the desire is tethered to can fulfill me. And in that disenchantment, I start on this dialectic of desire until finally I find that the real object of my longing is God, and I come to the place of re-enchantment with a proper understanding of the right object. We see a little bit of this in James chapter 1, where the author of James says, "Every perfect gift comes down from the Father of lights, in whom there is no variation or shifting shadow." God gives gifts to awaken desire. But the gifts that he gives are those things that moth and rust destroy and thieves break in and steal. They can't ultimately satisfy. And so consequently, these mutable gifts awaken in me a desire for the ultimate immutable gift, the unchanging gift, the gift of God himself.